Hello friends. Today we are in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3 verses 6 through 10, and I want to offer just a very few comments on this paragraph. In this paragraph, Paul is talking about his joy over the news that has been brought by Timothy. You remember Timothy visited Thessalonica, and he returned to Paul with news that the Thessalonians' faith in God and love for God was indeed yet strong, even in the midst of persecution. And Paul is just elated. He's beside himself that their faith is firm in the Lord. And I want you to notice the effect that the news of the Thessalonians' faith has upon Paul and his co-workers. Paul says, we were in distress, we were discouraged, and when we heard about your faith, it was like the sun came out. The clouds disappeared. We were walking in the shadow of death, but now the sun has come out. It seems they have a new energy and a new strength surging within them. And this strength, this new energy, is based on the faith and commitment of the Thessalonians. They feel a new energy even in the midst of trials in their own ministry. In fact, look at verse 8. Paul says, we now live since you continue to stand firm in the Lord. Now, I don't believe Paul is just trying to build them up. Do you? And I certainly don't believe Paul is trying to manipulate them to continue to be faithful to the Lord. I think he means exactly what he says. And that is, now we can live. Now we can continue our work because we know that you were standing firm in the Lord. And what all of this reminds me of is the interdependency of all of us who are in the community of faith. We really are dependent on each other. The strength of my faith is dependent to some extent on the strength of your faith. The love that I have for the Lord is dependent to some extent on the love that you have for the Lord. We mutually encourage each other. And what this means for me is that today we really do need to stop thinking about following Jesus for what we can get out of it. Seems selfish, doesn't it? Rather, Paul is encouraging us to follow Jesus for what each other can get out of it. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, I worship the Lord because I love the Lord and I'm thankful for what He's done for me. But another legitimate reason for worshiping the Lord, for being faithful to the Lord, for being active in a community faith, another reason is because you are depending on me to be those things. And so let's become even more and more unselfish. Let's do what we do for other people. Let's love the Lord because others are counting upon us to love the Lord. Okay? Okay.